Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to do an offer representing a buyer. I'm going to go through the offer and what fields are important and need to be filled out and how to fill them out. Most of these is going to really depend on the type of offer the buyer wants to make, but I'll try my best to explain it as much as possible. So first you're going to need Dotloop. This is the website we use to make contracts. And you're going to need IMAP. This is just to get the information of the property your buyer is trying to buy. In this case, just for the heck of the example, I'm going to look up our office. That's the property we're going to buy in this example. So I'm going to use this one that I already used for my listing agreement training video. You can find that also in the channel or in the manuals files that we have if you're interested in seeing that. But I'm going to use this the same. It's going to be the same. It's going to be, if you're doing a new property, you can Dotloop. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use this one that I already made. You're going to open it. And usually what I like to do is add a folder. I'm going to change the name to offer just so that I have an idea of what I'm doing. It's a little more organized and everybody that goes in knows that some documents are all one thing and other documents are about an offer. So the offer, we're going to go to templates, and if you go to Miami Association documents, you can look up here as is. In the county of Miami-Dade, we use as is contracts. So if you look up as is in Miami Association documents, it should be the last one, but make sure it says as is residential contract for sale and purchase. So that's the one we're going to use. And we're going to copy that. Once it's here, you're going to open it, and it's going to immediately open this. Normally it would open a window that says autofill. If it doesn't, then you can go here and autofill. Autofill is just going to save you time, so I would suggest you do it. Buyer 1 is going to be your buyer, so here you're going to put the information of the buyer. For this video, I'm just going to do an example, and I'm going to use Claudia Serpa as my buyer. You're going to add her email, and you're going to add person. Why you have to add her email? Because once it's ready and you send it to her, she's going to be able to sign it electronically, and it will be fastest. If there's multiple buyers, you can add them here, and if it's seller and that's it. And then for seller, you're gonna find it here in IMAP. Here I already had it because I was working on it on my other training video, but you can always find it in the IMAP here. When you find the property, here where it says current owner, that's the current owner, and that's the one you have to put here as a seller. Then again, if there's many sellers, multiple sellers, you can add them here. Seller 2, seller 3, seller 4. Badging agent is the person that's representing the buyer. In this case, I'm going to put Nivaldo, but it will be whoever's representing the buyer. And then for listing agent, I'm going to put Nivaldo as well, because sometimes you can be a listing agent, be representing a seller, and you're also representing your buyer. So I'm going to do it like that just for the example. Then here, I already have the address in, but here you will put the street number, the street name, the unit number, if there's any unit number, the city, state, and zip code. You can also start putting it here, typing it here, and it probably will automatically fill it out for you, depending if it finds the address. Purchase sales price will be the purchase sales price that your buyer wants to make. In this case, I'm gonna put like she's putting 1 million. That's not 1 million. Earnest money amount is the first deposit they can make. It's normally, if it's a cash offer, it's normally 10%. So we can put 100,000. But this is for the earnest money amount. So I divide it by 2. You'll see once I finish the autofill what I mean. But right now I'm gonna put 50,000. Just as an example, the amount can vary depending on the situation. Closing dates, regular, if it's cash, will be 30 days. So usually what we put is on or before 30 days after effective date. This means that it's gonna close after 30 days of the day that they signed this contract. Again, this could vary. This is just an example, but it could be 40, 45 days. It could be an exact date that your buyer decides. It doesn't really matter. It's just I'm just trying to show how it would look like. Everything else is okay. For legal description, I already had it here, but you can also find it here on the IMAP, where it says legal description of the property. You can copy that and you can paste that, and you can autofill. Once it's been autofill, you can see here on the lines that is yellow is what is been autofill. So now we need to fill out a few things. Here where it says located in, you're gonna put the county. If you're not sure what the county is, you can also see it here on the IMAP. On the top here, it would say the county. So that will be Miami-Dade. Then here, the property tax ID, again, you can find it on the IMAP. It's gonna be PID, which is this first number here. So here's where we can see the So here we can see what we have to fill, the purchase price, the first deposit that I told you about. So I'm missing another 50 if I want to do the 10%. So that's why we have another second deposit here. If you go to section B, here it says additional deposit to be delivered to escrow agent. This is normally given after 10 days. This is the default. You don't have to add here anything if it's going to be 10 days. However, sometimes inspections take longer. If your inspection is 15 days, you would put 15 days. If your inspection is 20 days, then you would put 20 days. This is just the money that you're going to give after you've done the inspection, period. So I'm going to put it here 50,000. That means that they have to give me another 50,000 after the inspection, period. The first deposit, they can either send it as accompanied with the offer, or they can send it to be made within a few days. The default is 3 days, so we normally use that one. You normally use is to be made within 3 days. Then here you'll have your escrow agent name. You would put that's the person that's holding the money. In our case, we use Maria. So you would put her information here. You would put Maria, her address, her email, her phone, and her fax. That's the person that's going to be holding the $100,000. So 50 and 50. Then here on the bottom, you can put balance, or you can put the amount, that is 1 million minus 100,000, which that would be the total. But we always put balance just because it saves us any problems later. Maybe there's some other things that money that goes away and we don't have it here. So I just put balance. It just saves you a lot of time. The time for acceptance is the time you want the person to have to the seller to accept your offer. We normally put up to 3 days or 4 days depending on the situation. You don't want to give them a long time either, because that gives them a long time to think about it. Here you can see where is the closing date. So that's where I already had it autofill. It's on over 30 days, but again, that can change. On assignability, please make sure that it's never selected this one, may assign and thereby be released. We never check that one out. It either could be may assign or may not assign. In this case, I'm going to leave it may assign. It really depends on the lender and the title. Financing, here you can put if this is a cash transaction or if this is a finance transaction. In this case, I'm going to put like this cash. However, if it's finance, you would put it here, and you would put that is either conventional, FHA, or VA, and if it's fixed or adjustable. That would depend on the lender. All that information you can get from the lender of the buyer. In this case, I'm going to skip it. I'm going to put cash. If you go down, this is all okay. Here where it says closing costs and fees and charges. If you go here down to page 5, you're going to click always Miami-Dade Regional Provision. This just means that the cost of closing costs are going to be divided in two. The seller will pay what the seller owes, and the buyer will pay what the buyer owes. Then here on number 12 in page 5, you can see here property inspection. Normally we do 10 days, however it could be 15. It really doesn't matter. It's the days that you want the inspection to be. In this case, I'm going to put 10. Here in page 11, you can put the documents you're sending the offer with. If it's a condo, we usually send it with a condo writer. If the building is older than 1978, we have to send it with a late paying disclosure. That's probably another video that I have to make of how to fill those out, but it's just the documents that go with contracts depending on the property. Here on the last page, you have additional terms. This you can add some clauses that we have. We already have if you go to our Dropbox, we have a place where you can find clauses that you need, and you can already put them there automatically. You just copy and paste them, and that'll be all. Here we'll go the listing sales associate information, for example, Nivaldo Soria, and here will be the broker, which is normally the company. So it will be South Florida Investments. Once you're done and everything's correct, you can save it, or you can save and share it. Save and share it will automatically save it and share it with the buyer or the person that you want to sign.